Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Motorsport Manager, returning to the Predator Racing Group and the Worst Bet Challenge. And we're going to have to get our cars repaired here from the last race, so let's just go ahead and do that right now. And we are upcoming onto the 7th race of our season, our 4th season, out of a total of 11, and that's going to be the Guildford track. And for that track, top speed is crucial, medium speed corners is crucial, and we also have high speed corners being crucial. We have low fuel burn and very high tire wear. It looks like it's going to be sunny projected for both practice and race. Although last time I had a sunny projection for a race, it ended up raining on this track, so I guess you never know when you're in sunny old England. In any case, let's go ahead and take a look at the improvement of our parts. So I've decided at this point I don't really need to improve reliability all that much anymore, and instead I'm going to focus a lot on improving the performance of our parts. Now, the upcoming track that we're about to do in 17 days has medium speed corners being crucial, but it also has top speed being crucial. So we'll probably cancel the brakes for now and move over to improving the performance of our engines. And it says it's going to complete that one day after the race, so that should mean that the parts that we have involved here should almost be done by the time we get to our race, so that's good to see. Well, hopefully we can start improving these cars to getting them more competitive, because right now we still are ranked overall 10th, and we are ranked 10th by a pretty significant margin, it looks like, in medium speed corners. So if that's going to be important for the next race, hopefully we can get that up. So let's go ahead and continue here. Okay, so we stopped at the first of the month, but we also had a couple things going on. Okay, so a driver unhappy, we have some sponsor offers, we do have 2 slots to replace, so hopefully we'll get a decent number of offers by the time that comes around. We are only a 1-star sponsor appeal right now, unfortunately, so it's not going to be as good as stuff we've seen in the past. We've got an interview request. Okay, so here we either get some money and we hurt Santana's morale, or we get no money and we make her morale better. To me, it doesn't really matter either way, but $100,000 isn't enough to justify making her morale worse, so just tell her to go screw himself. I don't take interviews, she doesn't either. And I'm just going to click on the scouting thing so we get all that removed. We're running through our queue, and there isn't really anyone else to scout, so for the meantime, that's all that scout's going to do. Let's continue. Let's continue. There we go. And we're going to have another pause because there's an event. Let's go ahead and push through that. Now, the next upcoming vote, let's see when that's going to happen. 2 weeks, so that's not going to happen before this race comes in, so I'm not going to really worry about it right now. Not sure why we paused there, unless it was the end of... No, it wasn't the end of the month either. Okay. So we went through, and we should have improved the performance of our parts pretty good. As a matter of fact, we're only a couple points away from completing these. We also improved the reliability of some of our parts marginally, about a percentage point, not working on this full tilt, but it does help a little bit here and there. All right, so, and they're talking about the upcoming vote that's going to happen after this race, but again, we're not going to worry about that because that's for the future. All right, so we've got 2 offers for both of our slots. Let's start with slot number 3, because that's the slot where it's usually something that we're not likely going to be able to do this season, 2nd or above. So I usually take the upfront cash. It's not very great, so it's only $100,000, but hey, it's only lasts for 4 races, and we'll get another offer, so we'll take it. Now over here is the more important one. This is the sponsorship bonus that we get. So we can get 150,000 a race if we finish 14th or above, or 75,000 a race if we finish 16th or above. But we also have to consider the fact this is a 10 race bonus, and it gives us an additional $1 million up front. And if we divide that out over the 10 races, that's an additional 100,000 race per race that we don't really need to do anything to get. So in theory, this is worth more than the 150,000 per race. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. And we do get that upfront cash. Now I am starting to rack up quite a bit of cash, and it might be time to start thinking about either building a new building or upgrading a building. Now, one area it says that we are down on is this factory area, but as far as I know, the only area that you can improve that particularly is here, which I'm not sure I really need to do as long as we're part of this racing series. It might be even more important in later racing series. I don't feel like we really need to upgrade the scout facility. Staff center we could maybe improve, as it does improve staff overall. But we also have the forecasting center that we could upgrade, but that's $7 million to do that. New buildings wise, we have simulator, which isn't going to help us this much. We've got brakes, that would help. And then we have test track, which is engine, that's $8 million. Okay, that doesn't really help. I don't really feel like we need 5-star sponsors. And to get these, we'd have to upgrade some things. Not sure what it does for us, though, because it isn't really saying. I don't feel like. It's just telling us what we need, which is a level 4 factory and a level 4 design center, which we are nowhere near having, I don't believe. Well, if we're already at 3, then all we would need is one more level. No, we're at level 2 of 4, so we need 2 more levels. That's not likely to happen anytime soon. So I don't really feel like there's anything jumping out at me outside of perhaps either the brake or engine facility, but I do have to consider the fact that when I build these, they do have upkeep. So if we look at our current ones, for instance, if we take a look at the suspension one that we have, that costs us $51,000 per race. Now, that isn't a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but it does add up. And that might have been one of the things that kind of hurt us in the Archer BMR series that I did, is that I spent a lot of money upgrading headquarters facilities. But at the same time, if I do build a brake facility or an engine facility, that allows me to upgrade those 2 parts better than what we already have, which might put us on track to get our cars where they need to be. Considering that these both cost the same, I probably would go engine because of how top speed oriented things are. You know what? Why don't we do that? It's going to take 24 weeks, so there's no way that we're going to see it this season. So we could hold off on it. But you know what? I think the earlier we get it done, the sooner we get it. So let's go ahead and build it. And we do save a little bit of cash because of the financial trait that I have. Alright, so we're going to be a little bit in the red, but that won't last too much longer. And we've been saving our money, so I think it's good to spend it on something. Okay. At least I hope I did the right, yeah, test track. Okay, that should help. Alright, so I'm hoping that we can upgrade our engines and that will be good. Alright, let's go ahead and continue. And we're going to take our 16th or above sponsor. Part fitting, I think we're good. We'll just do a really brief look at it. So, and brakes, engine, and then we have the suspension. Okay, looks good to me. So let's just continue and go to the race. As far as headquarters go, I think if we get that brake facility built, we'll pretty much be golden. I'm hoping that eventually we'll be able to build our cars up to a level where we're competitive. I would have thought we would have gotten close to that by now, but still seems elusive. Okay, so let's select our drivers. Let's set up our car just briefly. That downforce is probably okay. I'll stiffen up the suspension a little bit because it looks like it calls for that. I'll go a little bit towards acceleration because it looks like it calls for it as well. And that's fine. Go over here. Again, downforce looks okay. We do need to stiffen up the suspension quite a bit. We need to go more towards top speed here. So we'll do that for now, and then super soft's fine with me. And let's just take the instant result here. As long as we are outside of a competitive range, I don't really see a reason to do the practices. It quickens the season and allows us to get to a point where we can be more competitive. Okay, let's go ahead here. And we'll take a look at the weather forecast, because again, it forecast for sunny weather, but you never really can tell with this particular track. So take a look at it. It does look sunny so far. Let's get our... Oh, good. We actually get some bonuses here. I don't know if the nurse ability is really worth it at this point. So I guess I'll just take the super soft tire bonus instead. I'll think about it, though, with that one. And then we also have super soft tires here, which we're definitely taking both of these bonuses with this driver. I think I'm actually, rather than the super soft tire bonus, I'm going to take the engine expert. I don't know if I flog my engine all that much, to be honest with you. At least enough to really justify this. I think a bonus all the time is better than a bonus some of the time. Alright, well, that's what I'm going to do, but not sure if that's the wisest choice. Okay, our cars are decently dialed in, it looks like. And as far as car setup, first off, we want to make sure cars are fueled up, which they are. I'll give both drivers the super soft tires. Why not? We'll give them that bonus. They have the bonus for it. Why not? I'm not going to use any pushing on the tires. And here we go. The main reason I usually set up my tire strategy different is so that we don't have them pitting at the same time. Okay, so we're 2nd and 7th. Alright, here's hoping we get a good start off the line. Not really, but... Now, the one positive we have is that our engine is not ranked dead last, and for a track that is very top speed oriented, that might be good for us. But we are losing places here. I am going to tell her to allow her teammate through, because Santana has the better car. And they are getting close to each other. Okay. So 10th and 11th is where we're at right now. I'm keeping an eye on the tire temps. They're on the cool end. I'm going to go ahead and push a little bit here. And we'll keep an eye on it. So 11th and 12th. There might have been body contact there because we see an exclamation point donating some kind of damage. 12th and 17th at the moment. Tire temps are starting to get back up there. Laudinen looks like the one that's going to be pitting first, at least as far as tire life goes. Alright, so this guy is not pitting. I don't know. Well, maybe we haven't gone around enough. I didn't pay attention to when that damage occurred. I'm going to back off on the tire temps and just see if they kind of naturally start going up. What does our forecast say? Still sunny weather. So 13th and 18th at this point. And now 19th. Alright. Well, there might even be enough of a gap that I don't really even care about changing the strategy too much. But what I'll probably do is I'll have Lawton in, pusher tires, and then pit. And we'll take on a new pair of super softs. And as far as fuel goes, we'll take as much as doesn't add time on, which looks like we could almost fuel up all the way. You know, that might actually make me consider pushing the car a little bit more, if that's the way things are going to be. And then Santana will have go through this lap, and you can go ahead and back off here. We'll have you pit now. We'll get another pair of super softs. Only enough so that you don't lose any time. And we're good there. Pit. And we'll go ahead and have you push your tires too, just so you can go through them. Now, I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of pitting here. So good pit time will help us. Maybe I should have gone for a risk it strategy and tried to get out a little bit quicker. Right now we're in 18th and 20th now, and it doesn't look like we're doing all that hot. Alright, we're going to jump ahead a little bit because of the pit that just happened. Oh, I'm still running pushes strategy. That wasn't good. I am tempted to throttle up the engine here, but we're going to let it go for now. Alright. Something happened to that one car because they're really lagging behind. We're going to get to pass a lot of guys here, up into 11th. Only briefly, though. And we're going to have faster tires than most of the track right now, so that should help us hold these guys off, but that doesn't mean we'll have to pit sooner than they will. Alright, so we get up into 11th. So Santana's not driving too bad here. And at the very least is competing for the sponsorship. Fortunately, drops back down, though. I think it's our suspension that is really holding us back here, because we're losing a lot, I think, in these corners. Okay, Lawton is probably going to have to pit here pretty soon. I'm going to go ahead and cue her a pit. Get her on super softs. Fuel her up. And that will be good. And then Santana can stay out. And I may have to take her in this time. Yeah, let's go ahead, do that. Pit. Fuel up. That might not be enough. We're actually at a point where I might be able to get away with soft tires here. And then fueling up enough. I don't know if that's the right strategy, though. You lose a lot of time doing that. But in theory, that's enough fuel to get around. I just don't know if these soft tires can last that many laps, because this track's pretty long and it's pretty hard on tires. So, you know what? I'm not going to do that strategy. Instead, I'm going to fuel up nowhere near that much. I'm going to fuel up 6 seconds worth of fuel, and we'll go with that. And you know what? Just to be risky, I'm going to actually go with a fast pit to see if we can save ourselves some time. So, let's pit. And I guess we might as well push these tires while we've got them on there. Alright, so somebody just retired. Alright, so here we see if the risky strategy is going to pay off for us. It looks like it did. So fantastic. We're in there for a very short amount of time. Now we are in 17th and 18th, unfortunately, which puts us at the back of the pack. I'm hoping, though, we'll be able to make up for that with the fresher tires and the faster tires. I think I'm going to go into push mode, because we'll probably be able to fuel up here enough to make up for the fact that we are burning fuel now. Alright, so we have some pitting up ahead. We might be able to just catch. So we're into 14th now. We are in our sponsorship. Into 15th with our other car. We're for sure going to have to pit anyway, so I figure we might as well go out there and use that to our advantage. So it looks like I'm going to be able to pass a couple other guys. So we're going to be up into 12th here. And tire life is looking good on Lotten's end. But I think what we're going to do here is just kind of speed up that process a little bit and push our tires for this lap or two. Alright, so we're going to be through to 10th now. We've got this guy breathing down our neck. He looks like he's going to pass me even with this while we're in a higher gear here. Okay, so looks like it's about time to pit Lottinen. We're going to give her soft tires. We're going to fuel her up. I'm not going to be using the fast pit strategy, though, unfortunately. Fuel her up. On the other hand, maybe I should. Why not? 4 seconds. We'll go for it. And I might not be able to flog the engine too much, but we'll do that. Pit. That's going to be a ton of fuel, so that means I'm going to be able to flog the crap out of my engine. Downside is, my engine doesn't have that great a life as is, so a little bit concerned. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to pit Santa Ana here. This might be a terrible strategy, to be honest with you, but we're going to try it. So we're only going to do 3 seconds here. And hopefully we can flog the engine and make up for the time we waste. Okay, you can back off here. But you're going to need to go into overtake mode for me, please. Same thing here. We're close enough to the end of the race. Alright, we did lose some positions there, but now we're going to try and make it up. We've got fresh tires. They are fast tires. We're flogging the engine. We're going for it. Let's see what we can do on these last couple laps. I am a little bit concerned about the condition of our engines, but I think they'll be able to hold out for these last couple laps. That might have been too aggressive of a move, but I'm going to try for it. In any case, we get our sponsorship regardless of how this finishes out, whether we catch these guys or we don't. Matter of fact, let's push these tires a little bit. Come on, catch them. It doesn't look like we're going to pull it off. I think that strategy probably wasn't the best. I probably should have gone off of the super softs, but I thought it was worth a try. Honestly, if our cars were more competitive, it might have worked. But fortunately, no, it didn't really. But I think it was good to experiment with some things for that particular race and see how well they worked. All right, let's go ahead and continue here. And of course, we didn't break any rules. And we finish out 15th and 17th, getting our sponsorship at the very least. And we stay pretty much where we are in the standings, as well as here. All right, finally, we get our last unlock for our mechanic. I am a little bit unhappy with the improvement rate we've been seeing with Lottinen. It's very small improvement rates. She's got a lot of potential to improve, but the rate at which she's improving is not very high, and I kind of wonder if that's on account of her age. Well, in any case, that is kind of a learning experience for me as well. We're going to have her for a couple seasons more beyond this one. And if she doesn't work out, we can always get rid of her, but I'm a little disappointed with her growth rate for sure. All right, well, in any case, let's go ahead and continue here. We still make a decent amount of money. And continue. I am noticing, I just saw it there, that I do get some money for my financial skills, even for in the races. So I'm assuming that is me getting money from the costs. So I'm reducing the costs and turning them into profits. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through the list here. And not going to take that. Okay, so let's just advance forward, get our car repaired. And I think this is oh, she just got married. Well, good for her. And that gives her a lot of morale, but it also gives her marketability. Marketability wears off after a while. You would think getting married is a more permanent attribute, but I guess you could always get divorced. So there's that. But yeah, okay, good for Santana. But in any case, I think it's a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.